Hey there, thank you so much for checking out our channel. If it's your first time here, I appreciate your visiting and looking forward to having a brief conversation with you here today. Certainly invite you to look at all of our video trainings. There's a lot of really important techniques and discussion points in there that you're not going to want to miss. Today, I just want to answer some questions that we've been getting regarding what do we do? You know, we provide obviously some unique trainings and education regarding proper cash flow management, but how do we make money? What's in it for us? What is our background and so on and so forth. So I just wanted to introduce you to myself, give you a little bit more personal information. How did we get to where we are today? And what is it that a member of ours could expect from an ongoing relationship? So stick around, we're gonna get into all of that next. Hey guys, all right, thank you so much for checking us out. My name, as I'd said, is Matthew Pillmore. If you are a frequent visitor to this channel, you'll know that we're putting out content now every week. And if you haven't yet, I invite you to subscribe, of course. We would certainly love to see you back. The easiest way to get notifications whenever a new video is updated or added to the channel is to just select that small bell after pressing the subscribe button below. So today I just wanted to give you a general sense of where we've come from and exactly what it is we do. So I was a third generation native born in Denver, Colorado. Not many natives here in the state of Colorado these days. We've got a lot of new residents here. It is an absolutely explosive area of the country, as are many areas of the country at the time this video is being made. Early on, I was a business person. I mean, I've been doing business now my entire life. When I was 8 years old, we had a business selling soda just off of the golf course to thirsty golfers during the hot summer days. We made a killing doing this, hundreds and hundreds of dollars per month. Had a newspaper route when I was 13 years old, and from there it just kind of grew. And I was one of the original founders of VIP Enterprises going on 2001, which was really an educational company alongside our residential mortgage firm. So we had a residential mortgage company known as America's Mortgage. We were very successful, very busy time to be in the mortgage business. It was terrific. Now, we didn't participate much in the subprime lending world. We were more on the conventional side of things, working with more seasoned homeowners, people with down payments. And it was a competitive market. So while there was a lot of business, really a lot of money to be made, everybody and a relative were involved in the industry. So what we decided to do was open VIP Enterprises where we would teach financial education classes. And we became known as VIP Financial Education. And this was really just in the Denver metro and surrounding areas. But the classes really kind of took off. They were more popular than we had originally anticipated they might be. We taught a lot of first-time homeownership classes. We taught a lot of first-time real estate investing classes, credit scoring related classes, etc. The attention to these motivated us to find our niche. And as a business person, I encourage you, if you ever want to be an entrepreneur, to do the very same thing. You've got to find something that you can be considered an authority on. And that niche for us was related to credit. We had this fascination with both personal and business credit, how to build a profile, how to develop and manipulate the algorithms to get the scores that we needed, the scores the banks wanted to see. And this reputation built quickly. And it was because of our partnership, having aligned ourselves with some of the experts throughout the country. In fact, this was really one of my first paid apprenticeships. I spent a lot of money, my partners and I, to apprentice under some of the pioneers of both the personal and business credit industries. Cost us tens of thousands of dollars, along with a monthly expense that we still to this day pay in order to retain those relationships and get the answers to questions that maybe we don't know still. For that reason, I became very impressed by the power of coaching, being coached, having other viewpoints and perspectives to consider. Now, that was a big growing experience for me because I, by nature, am a do-it-yourselfer, and maybe some of you can relate to this as well. For the longest time, I was getting literally the sickest sense of accomplishment every time I would manage to figure out something on my own when really it was, not really achieving me much of anything. I mean, what is there to be proud of? It's nothing but an ego enforcer. While I was learning and becoming an authority, I started to also kind of gain this sense of arrogance. And it was, my mid-20s when I think back that I was really at the peak of my arrogance stage, this kind of concept that, I could do so much on my own, which was so strange because I had been successfully mentored for years at this point. So come 2005 and 6, I was first introduced to many of the concepts that we now teach today. And having been in the residential mortgage industry for so long, having been a seasoned real estate investor by this time for a number of years, I remember thinking, if this was real, I would have already heard about it. Now that, my friend, is arrogance. Taking a position that you know everything is one of the most dangerous things you can do. If you think you're the smartest person in the room, usually there's an expensive mistake coming your way. Over the years, I've had to learn that I know less and less. I have to accept that. That to me is one of the most valuable things to accept because it creates this perpetual need to learn and to become a student. So through the remainder of my 20s, from 25 through 30, we were traveling the countryside teaching about credit, and the concepts that we learned in my mid-20s began to really show results in practice. So we were using them in our own real estate investing, and we were using them to grow multiple businesses very successfully. And for that reason, we introduced it into our already popular curriculum. The response was exactly what we expected. People were blown away. All you have to do is go through our channel and check out some of the information that we teach to really gain a sense of understanding how spectacular the possibilities can be when you just take a more proactive approach to your money. In 2007, we started seeing that while hundreds of people were coming through our classes every couple of months and learning and just eating up what we were teaching, very few were doing anything with it. And that's when our coaching platform was first established. So we're now at about 10 years of teaching thousands and thousands of families the same information and then holding their hand through this coaching platform. And that was the key. We had so many options. We could have created any number of electronic solutions, whether it be an ebook describing some of this how-to, or a software program that would make action step suggestions for our users. And either one of those options would have been far more profitable. But we also knew after years and years involved in real estate and other businesses that non-human type of solutions often get very little in the way of execution. The execution percentages on those are statistically low single digits. To me, I've always been somebody that has based their career decisions on the impact that I can have on somebody. And while money matters, of course, to me it's about making a difference first. The people I study have always taught that that's going to lead to making a fortune. And for me, that's been the case. So if I put our user base before I put us, we tend to see some really phenomenal things happen because of that. And it's a win-win, and I love that. So come 2007, we started coaching people, and it was just a matter of working with folks one-on-one. And fast forward now to today, and that's exactly what we still do. So for the last 10 years, we've been working with families and households, business owners, real estate investors, people who want to take themselves from their current financial position and fast track to a much better, less expensive outcome are those folks that we hold their hands and we show them a better way of doing things. So let's talk a little bit about that service. First and foremost, the cost of that service continues to go up, and the price tag raises as a result of the demand. It also raises as a result of the benefits that come with the service. For those qualified candidates, which you'll learn in some of our other trainings, is typically only about 20 to 25% of the existing individuals interested in the program, we will work with them on an unlimited coaching session basis, meaning that they can get in touch with their delegated coach as often as they see beneficial. Now that's unusual. Furthermore, for the price that we charge, those individuals are protected by a satisfaction guarantee. Now that satisfaction guarantee requires an effort, but it is one of the single most lenient satisfaction guarantees that I've seen as a consumer, and we've deliberately designed it that way. We will do absolutely anything we need to do to exceed expectations and earn satisfaction, including but not limited to giving a refund if we need to. I encourage everybody who follows us to really analyze where you stand today. Are you where you want to be? Are there things that you might be missing? You know, it's funny because I remember back when I adopted a mentor around the age of 27 years old who always said, "You don't know what you don't know." And it drove me crazy. I hated that cliche quote. And here I am today, 10 years later, 11 years, 12, boy, almost 12 years later now. And I couldn't believe more strongly in that. If you are missing important strategies on how to manage your money, it's very important then for you to accept that those strategies might be missing from your existing plan and decide then to take action and do something about it. The first step is gaining knowledge. So in order to help people, we've obviously provided a huge collection of complimentary trainings. All of our education is free. Why can I afford to give away virtually everything that we learn along the way from the standpoint of education? Because it's far too much for anybody with the complexities of banking to go out and expect to do things at an optimal level completely by themselves. If I was an expert chess player, I wouldn't turn down an invitation from Bobby Fischer to sit next to me and collaborate on every financial decision that I'm preparing to make if my general well-being depended on it. Don't treat your money like a hobby. You've got to take it seriously enough. If you were sued tomorrow for hundreds of thousands of dollars, the very first call you would make is to an attorney. I know not one person, even my attorney friends, that would attempt to deal with something like that on their own. So why do we treat our money that way in other areas? When we have other gaps in our plan, why is it that we will take enormous risks and, even worse, subscribe to the rules that the banks want us to? Are you really willing to admit that the banks are designing their rules to benefit you and me? That would be absurd. If the banks get what they want, you will stay in debt your entire life. If you follow what we teach, not only will you still be in debt, but you will be able to convert that debt into wealth. It is not about avoiding leverage, practicing what we teach. It is about turning debt into this progressive increase of disposable discretionary income known as cash flow. And when you have more money left over at the end of the month, you have more options. And those options equal freedom. So by working together in some capacity, whether it be just through engaging in our complimentary exclusive one-on-one coaching session, which you can sign up for by going to this website, or whether it be through an ongoing relationship where you're actually paying us. And by the way, the cost of our coaching, folks, is a fraction of the results that we end up getting for folks. A small, small fraction. Don't let money stand in your way. This will be one of the best possible relationships that we can have. And if now's not the right time and you end up being temporarily disqualified, we'll determine together when it's a better fit. So the very first step is to get your exclusive one-on-one complimentary coaching session. Let's take a look at what you're working against. Let's take a look at your puzzle. Let's Bobby Fischer your game of financial chess. Thank you so much for tuning in and just learning a little bit more about who we are. We do have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, one of the hardest ratings to get if you're in the financial industry dealing with either debt or credit. Folks, we deal with both. It literally took me standing in front of a room of 30 members of the BBB, including their entire board of directors, for us to earn that accreditation 5 or 6 years ago now. And to get an A+ rating is very difficult when you have the number of customers or coaching members that we do. We're very, very proud of that. We're here to take care of you. We're not going to let you down. We're going to exceed your expectations, but you've got to have the courage, you've got to have the consistency, you've got to have the patience to know that what we're teaching has nothing to do with getting rich quick. It has everything to do with banking wisely. You've got to have the devotion and commitment in order for it to work. It will not work like magic. It's not pixie dust. So take action, make a decision to do something about your money, and let's supercharge your plan. Thanks so much for checking out our channel. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.